Hi everyone, and welcome to The Witcher 2 Lorethrough, episode 28, where we were recruited, I guess, pleaded with, to save Mr. Milksop Svenelin over here. We're gonna find by his side and probably just end up doing all the work. That's pretty much what Witcher... Yes, Tommy. Witchers always do.
And? Has he agreed?
Yeah, certainly.
Yes. Some whoreson, eh?
What a whoreson.
Unique among them. Ready?
Not that unique.
Let's go get him.
I want to stab someone. Just like Tommy. You okay, Tommy? Tommy's my cat.
Most gracious king, noble lords, men-at-arms, shortly in the arena you shall witness the famed Letond Abbot, known also as the Butcher of Sidoris, at whose side shall stand the Honourable Edwin the Petal Lysam. Opposing them are Sven of somewhere and Geralt of Rivia, Witcher. May the gods favour the better men. Begin.
What if I don't wanna? I guess I wanna. So you have two swords, and you're using both at the same time. Did you know that's a terrible strategy? Honestly, you can barely do anything doing that at all. Guess you die. Wonder if Edwin noticed he's dead.
Nah, everything's in good order.
Yes, everything is in good order. You said it, buddy. Edwin, this is not working out for you. No one's shoving anything into my mouth.
Hail to the victor! Glory to the vanquished! The prize in the contest was a noble title. Our gracious and merciful ruler, King Henselt, shall generously bestow this upon the young Sven. Heralds will announce the subsequent duels. Long live King Henselt! Long live Kedwin!
I get nothing. I see. Good to know, I guess. I like how he's pretending like he's done all that. No loot off of dead body. Hello. Odin.
Thank you. You salvaged my honor.
How did he get there faster than I?
Salvage that foolish head of yours.
I'm a knight now. The king himself will do the honors.
You were born in a pigsty where the labour came to your mother 18 springs ago. Nothing will change that. Witcher, I said you could demand what you will, and my word's no worse than a noble's.
You demanded payment for helping me?
Duh.
Everything has its price.
What is it you wish?
Information on those who carry square coins.
Father!
Silence! Why do you need to know?
I need to know what's going on, even though I already know what's going on. That doesn't count.
I just need to know what this is all about.
It's a long story.
I've got time.
It started before the victory at Brenna, when we split Edirn between ourselves and Nilfgaard. We were shamed throughout the north.
What's that got to do with the coins?
Everyone wanted to thrash the Black Ones, not play brother to them. A group of officers hatched a plot. The coins their mark. I don't know who gathered the first group of plotters, but the seed of the scheme fell on fertile soil and sprouted quickly. Then came Brenna, and it all died down. The plotters themselves lost direction, though it seems they resurfaced recently.
Is Henselt dealing with Nilfgaard again?
Who knows? But he's welcomed that shriveled old bat here and spends time in discussions with him. That plot, well, the lads just want to prevent the Black Ones from meddling in our affairs. Not more.
You know a lot. You got a coin?
Yeah, I'm old, and know that he who gains power loses his heart. I'm past the age of taking the crown off one head and placing it on another. But my son still believes a monarch can be just. Why must you know if I've a coin?
I can't say.
And neither can you, father.
An old soldier's word is no handful of hay with which to wipe your arse.
I'll have naught to do with this.
Go to Madame Carr's brothel and ask for Whistling Wendy. The madam will take you to her tent and leave you alone. Wendy will ask what you wish. Tell her You want her smile to open the gates of paradise. Are we even?
Yeah.
And beware of Vincent Trott. He may be hiding with the conspirators. Dangerous man, that one.
Deathmole's looking for him. And if he finds him, we may all end up tasting the executioner's axe. That scoundrel falls into the sorcerer's hands. He'll give us all up to save his own skin.
I'll be careful.
Trott wears a magic suit of armor. He could prove a difficult foe, even for you.
Nah. I'll be alright. Don't you worry about me.
Damn it, Witcher.
What?
The king is impressed with your skills. He's called on me to organize a tournament.
If this goes on, his entire army will be slaughtered before he moves against Edirn.
This time it'll be a tourney of knights. None of that slaughter for the riffraff to enjoy. The king will reward the winners handsomely. If you're interested, find me by the arena.
Dude, I am so interested. It's unbelievable. Audrin.
Where are you? What do you want?
Tell me more about Audrin.
I heard you calling out for Audrin.
What of it?
Just curious. Half the camp's looking for him.
Well, he's gone and got lost. But Audrin's a good man. He can drink 6 noggins of liquor, one after the other.
Wouldn't mind buying him a pint. What does he look like?
Ordinary, like any soldier. Except he staggers a lot.
You know, like all of them, basically. Shall we do a tourney first? Perhaps we shall do a tourney first. No, we're gonna go and talk to Whistling Wendy
done
first.
with this cursed place.
Audrin!
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 Oh, Audrin, where might you be, Audrin? I don't want to be here, though, because we haven't even gone to Roach's camp at all yet.
Oi, Witcher! Out in these wastelands hunting monsters? Well, if you see 2 of my men, tell them I'll rip them both brand new assholes if they miss muster.
What are they doing there?
It's a common malady. A day don't go by that some dimwit don't sneak out of the camp to go to the gullies.
To do stuff. I mean, never mind that there is indeed a whore camp outside, but don't tell him that.
They may never return.
Anything's possible. But I, for one, hope they just overdid it with the liquor and fell asleep in some bush.
Well, you can hope, but...
We'll see if I come across anyone.
Or a
Luck be
corpse.
with you. You're a good fellow. Ah, find them and you'll see Corporal Zivik knows how to be grateful.
I need your hat. I just need your hat.
What do you want, Witcher?
Your hat.
From what I can see, you and the men love your king.
He's like a father to us, really. Comes around from time to time, chats it up, pats you on the mug. Remembers our names, too, though you gots to earn that in battle. Been so distinguished 3 times already. Pride myself on it.
I'm sure it's a great honor for a humble soldier like yourself.
Last time it happened, we was on the march. Some peasant poisoned his well. A few of our lads died, many others got sick. I pacified that village. We hit them so hard, we even struck fear into our own boys. They went without a row for 2 days, and the king was very pleased. He came around, gave me a friendly punch in the gut, laughed, and said, "You are one true son of a bitch. If you'd not been born among swine, you'd probably be king." That's how he is. Humane and all. He's really got a heart.
Yeah, no. I also forgot to say, the coins, in case you were wondering, not in the books. That's not a thing.
Did you participate in the battle?
I did. And I fought. But I'd rather not go into it.
The spirits of those who died in battle are now in combat on that field. They kill each other and change into nasty creatures called Draugrs. Edirnians, Cadwenis, even your comrades. I want to help them, but I have to know what happened during the battle.
Oh, the plague. Listen then. The fighting started in the afternoon. The Dun Banner was first to attack. We were ambushed, cut off from our main unit and devastated. Bloody scouts and Sabrina Glevesig, who was supposed to mind the battlefield. By then, the battle was in full swing. Wherever you see those damned furrows, people fought there. The Edirnian lines faltered a few times, but we couldn't crush them because of Seltkirk. Yes, we had the Visitor. They had Seltkirk of Gullet, the invincible White Knight, Edern's finest swordsman. Wherever our forces gained the upper hand, he'd appear and reverse the fighting's course. Then, Vandegrift himself went into battle. He met Seltkirk in the middle of the melee. It was a battle of titans. In the end, the Visitor hacked Seltkirk and sliced the White Knight from his head to his balls. Then, death fell from the heavens. Lumps of burning soil flew through the air. The whole valley was on fire. Damned magic of a damned witch. I owe my life to Priest Crest, our chaplain. He led me out of the battle and went back for the others. He had a medallion that protected him against fire. He led everyone out, including the Edirnians. But the flames got him in the end.
Oh. I think I'm gonna have him, I'm gonna have him tell everything first, and I'll tell you a little bit about Zivik, because I think it was Zivik in the books that did this.
Were you at Brenna?
Ah, yes. Cut down more Black Ones there than anywhere else. The Redanians were in disarray on the left when we joined the battle. Same with the Temerian regiments in the middle. We arrived just in time. Menno Cohorn commanded the Nilfgaardians. He was some leader. Even we feared him like fire. But somehow we prevailed.
What happened to him afterwards?
He refused to flee, died like many others. Though no one knows who did it, and no one ever found his corpse.
That's 'cause he sank into the swamp.
You mentioned the priest.
A really good man. He was with us the whole time, during the march, in the barracks, and in battle. Among common soldiers. Freya gave him a medallion to protect him from fire. I don't know how true that is, but he led me and many others to safety.
Who has this medallion?
King Henselt. I saw it once. I don't know how he got hold of it, but he definitely had it.
Probably stole it, because that's what he like. Haha.
Do I have this right? You served in the Dun Banner?
Did indeed. Henselt's never commanded a fiercer group of warriors, and he never will. If not for us, there'd have been no victory for the North at Brenner. We carried the day.
I didn't see the Dun Banner in the camp.
And you won't. The unit's no more. Ensign Eckhard Hennessy carried the standard into battle for the last time 3 years ago.
Glevisig's magic?
Worse. The Edirnian troops, the bastards. The Dun Banner, the pride of Kedwen, lost its standard and almost all its men. The Visitor refused to send us reinforcements when we were cut off. The Dun must prevail. It's been in worse shite than this. The Dun will be all right. 7 Edirnians to each one of us. We had no fucking hope. 200 men went into battle and less than 70 came back. But that's not all. Only a few survived to this day. The boys couldn't handle it. Suicide, firewater, fistek. A few became highwaymen. They ended up on the gallows or in ditches. Memories can also kill you, and soldiers don't always deal with them well.
I have to find that standard.
I heard it lies in the catacombs neath Vergen, alongside my mates. Hey, if you're thinking of going there, I ought to give you my beaver skin cap. That's its rightful place.
Thanks. I don't know why they're all giving the Dun Banner all of the credit, because, oh my god, it was literally not all them. I mean, they are great. The Dun Banner were great, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they were the ones saving all the day all the time. They were pretty great, but that's about it. Team effort, my boy. A team effort.
What happened before the battle?
We forded the Pontar on the 3rd day after the autumn equinox. The Edirnians were waiting for us, formed up in a long line at the foot of those hills. I remember the banners of Vengerberg, Aldersburg, Gullet. Knights, armoured infantry, peasants, the Vergen Dwarf Regiment. All save the king. They numbered more than 5,000. General Vandegrift, commander of the Kedwenis, had less than 4,000, including the elite Bearheads, armoured troops from Ard Caraig, and the famous White Foxes of the North. And ourselves, the Dun Banner, veterans of Brenner, hated by the Aedirnians more than the plague. But above all, we had Vandegrift the Visitor. Maybe he was a bastard, but he knew war like nobody else.
He was a bastard, it's true. Also, he always mentions the White Foxes here. I'd like to know more about the White Foxes. Can't be the only one here.
Did you see the duel between Seltkirk and Vandegrift?
From a distance. At the time I was on that hill, and they was somewhere over there. The field used to be as flat as a table. It was their second duel. Earlier, in peacetime, they'd met at a tournament in Ardcarraig. Seltkirk won then. Vandegrift's sword cracked and the Visitor had to yield. After the tournament, he had a new sword forged by Kedwen's best mages and swordsmiths. That's how Lowathan came to be.
I think that means hatred in the Elder language. Pretty pretentious.
They say a sorcerer cast a spell on the sword and told Vandegrift the blade wouldn't crack as long as he remained invincible. The mage got 50 lashes and was the last to mention any such nonsense.
Who has Vandegrift's sword now?
When the Sea of Flames died out, the looters ran amok. They found Seltkirk's chainmail, which survived somehow. Maybe it was magical too. Vandegrift's sword went missing. The boys in the camp claim the female dragon slayer has it, but I wouldn't even try talking to her.
Who's got Seltkirk's chainmail?
A certain Vincent Trott. Low nobility, in the army since forever, a greedy bastard.
Where can I find him?
That's a problem. Deathmold wanted him arrested after they found a square coin on him. Some of the officers and noblemen want to get rid of the Black Ones. They don't like how they lord it around the camp, even though the king talks to them. Those coins are their sign, the stupid bunch of plotters. Anyway, Vincent's a swashbuckler. He thrashed Deathmold's people and disappeared. Those with the coins won't say a word because they're scared of Deathmold.
It's not that weird, is it, Zivik?
Thanks, Civic.
I mean, we can also
I'd
play
like to play
dice poker
dice.
at the same
I
time.
haven't the time right now, but I'll be willing to test you if it turns out you're any good.
And how is that supposed to turn out?
Beat Fragile and Gondor, simple as that.
Fragile and Gondor, oh, what a name. Okay, so Zivik and... Shut up about stones. Zivik, I'm pretty sure, but not 100%, but pretty sure, also served during the time of the, when Kedwen was going to send brotherly aid or some such, down to Edirn, because this is not the first time that they have invaded the Pontar Valley, Upper Edirn. The first time was actually during the Second Northern Nilfgaardian War. So the way the Northern Nilfgaardian War started was, of course, that they first took the east. So they went up, they got like Vengerberg and all that, most of Edirn, etc. And then they had to retreat because it was going to be winter soon. However, they struck a deal. They struck a deal with Foltest, who said, you know, okay, we won't go and help the east of the north because, like, you know, I don't want to have any trouble and I don't want to kill my people and all that. And also, Foltest was a bit of a coward. So they had a sort of a non-aggression treaty. But Nilfgaard also made a deal with Henselt of Kedwen. And the deal he had with him was that Henselt would not interfere at all with his little war campaign. And in return, he could have Upper Edirn, he could have the Pontar Valley, etc., etc. So what he did, Kedwen would go down with all his troops, including the Dun Banner, went down into the Upper Edirn, and basically he put a line at the river, which would be the new border that would now be, you know, Kedweni. So that's kind of where he's coming from. I feel like I've already told this before, but I'm getting there, don't worry. And in that party was also Zivik. And Zivik had a company under his command at that point. And they were told that this was a mission of, oh god, brotherly fraternity or whatever. Something fraternity. Basically, they were pretending to help Edirn. They were helping them. Saving them from Nilfgaard. In truth, they had just, you know, exchanged lands. And they would shake the Nilfgaardian leaders' hands over the river. regardless, they came there and Zivik was told not to rape or murder anybody. And I just got my video demonetized by using those words in the first place. Told them not to do that because they were there as friends. Of course, they were soldiers, and soldiers like to do pillaging and murdering, etc. So they weren't too happy about that. And Zivik, having gotten those orders, said, oh, y'all can't murder and pillage and rape and whatever. And then after that, he said, you know, if you want to do it after the battle. And also, if you want to rape, plow the women, then do it quiet-like, so no one can hear it. So Zivik is also a piece of shit, is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of those people in The Witcher. The Witcher is just not a very nice land, but that's how it's gonna be, innit? Yeah, so that's who Zivik is. Not a nice man. Probably a decent soldier, not a nice man, who likes plowing women who do not want to be plowed. There's a word for that. Let's not say it like 3 or 4 times in a row, shall we? I'm gonna go and talk to Whistling Wendy now. Hello again, it's me. I know I was here before.
I want to stock up on provisions.
Seek and ye shall find, as the prophet Lebioda would say.
He was a shepherd, had experience in seeking and finding.
You know the good book, that's worthy of praise.
Any discount on account of that?
No.
Don't be silly. Lowering prices is a good deed.
The prophet Lebioda encourages the giving of discounts.
I don't recall that verse.
Oral tradition. And if your neighbor offers you a basket of apples for a ram, say you shall take but half a basket, for 10 more neighbors will come, and 5 of them will offer you 2 baskets of apples for the ram so many covet.
An endless source of wisdom. Browse and choose.
Endless! Endless! I don't think he sells anything too interesting, does he? I mean, how's a cucumber junk? Unless it's not good cucumbers, etc. anymore. Yeah, he literally sells nothing interesting at all. Why would I ever want to buy that?
Welcome an opportunity when it comes.
They say you run a traveling pawn shop. Heard you even have books.
No song, no supper.
Nobody mentioned you speak in proverbs.
A willful man must have his way.
Ah, you're doing this on a bet. How long do you have to go on like this?
Lost time is never again found.
At this point, you just keep talking forever.
What happens if you lose the bet?
Crows do not pick crows' eyes.
Good luck anyway.
Fortune is easily found, but hard to keep.
I wish you persistence then. Can I see your goods? I'm mainly interested in those books.
Better to ask the way than to go astray.
That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit as an answer at all. Not even a little bit. Okay, well, we're gonna see if there's anything interesting to read for you guys, because I'm not a total monster. Sure, we'll read those too. Haven't I already read that one? I feel like I have. How to Kill a Bulvor. Like, obviously some of them I have. Considering we've already played the game before. Of Trolls and Trolling. Oh, this one's for the comment section. The Art of Magic. The Dun Banner. Now that one's okay. The Horrors of War, Rotfiends. That one I've definitely... Okay. Guardian Provinces. That one might be interesting. Punter Valley, Realms of the Nordlings. Yeah, we read about Roach. This is where all my coin goes to. Literally, I'm almost broke. The Valley of the Flowers, pretty interesting too. Demon Uprising, no, because that's literally just The Witcher 1. The Wars for Upper Edda. Oh, they might even tell you the whole thing. 3 years among the intrigues. Oh, buddy. Okay, was that it? Fear and Trembling. Not Fear and Loathing. No. Fear and Trembling. We don't need coin for anything. Let's see how many of them are interesting. The part of Edirn that lies between the Pontar and Difne rivers is called Lormark or Upper Edirn. It was, I believe, the Difne river that they shook hands, by the way, Kedwin and Nilfgaard. Depending on the interested party's political persuasion, these lands have been disputed for ages, with Kedwin laying claim to them as well, and my cat playing with wires. Tommy, that kills people. Boy, seriously. During the last war with Nilfgaard, Edirn found itself in deep trouble, they're actually going to tell you here, fighting an uneven battle to repel the onslaught of the Black Ones in the south. Sensing that its southern neighbour would ultimately bow to the invaders, Kedwin, Edirn's ostensible ally in the conflict, sent its armies into Lormark, annexing the region. Several days later, Margrave Mansfeld of Ard Caraig, that's Kedwin, and Marshal Menno Cohorn of Nilfgaard, commander-in-chief of the Nilfgaardian army, greeted each other on the bridge spanning the Dyfni River. They shook hands over the bleeding, tortured corpse of the kingdom of Edirn, sealing a criminal partitioning of plundered lands. And even though Cedwyn restored Lower Mark to Edirn after the war, its taking of the territory with Nilfgaardian support was one of the most disgraceful acts in history. Well, that's what I just told you about, I suppose. Yeah, unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that they shook hands over the bleeding, tortured corpse of the kingdom of Edirn was also a quote directly from Dandelion. Dandelion has such a way with words. Yes, Jinsey, he's a bard. Obviously he does. In the Elven tongue, Dol Blathanna means the Valley of the Flowers. Anyone who sees this land with their own eyes would admit to the aptness of this poetic name. Once the southern-easternmost province of the Kingdom of Edirn, it became the sole and sovereign realm of the Free Elves following the last war against Nilfgaard, when Emperor Emhyr va Emrys gave the elves these lands in return for their wartime service. Dol Blathanna is ruled by the elven sorceress Francesca Findabair, known also as Enid Anglenna, the Daisy of the Valley. It remains a thorn in the side of neighbouring realms, even though its queen has been forced to distance herself officially from the guerrilla war waged by the Scoia'tael. Even though she doesn't really want to do that. But I already talked about this, sorry. Let's talk about the blue stripes. The creation of these formations began, it turned out that shitty... Wait, hold. The creation of these formations began, it turned out that shitty... Say the project. That's not a sentence. The creation of these formations began, as it turned out, that shitty shield bearers are as good at fighting the mobile Scoia'tael units as a knight's saddle on a pig. The first special forces were formed by King Demavend, and they were commanded by the infamous White Rayla. Yes, from The Witcher 1. Their effectiveness went Oh my god, who the hell spell-checked this entire book? Their effectiveness went hand in hand with cruelty and ruthlessness in their battles with the squirrels, and their hatred to non-humans usually extended, mildly speaking, beyond professional spheres. Elves from the unit had equally strong enmity towards them, and the clashes between the partisans and the special forces were always extremely brutal and bloody. Besides fighting the Scoia'tael, the Temerian special forces carried out a variety of other dangerous tasks, justly earning their reputation of effective professionals. You hear that, Roach? They like you! Whee! The realms of the Nordlings. This realm is bordered by Cedwyn to the north, Redania to the northwest, Temeria and the massif of the Mahakaman Mountains to the west. So much west. And Lyria to the south. The Blue Mountains line its eastern frontier. Edirn's coat of arms is a golden-red chevron on a black field, and the capital is Vengerberg. Not long ago, the country nearly disappeared when Nilfgaard occupied its southern territories, and its northern neighbour, and supposed ally, Cedwyn, treacherously annexed Upper Edirn. Though the invaders were defeated and Cedwyn withdrew from Edirn's northern lands, the kingdom's fate still hangs by a thread. The country has been ravaged by peasant revolts, and its central government seems ever unsteady. Yeah, that does happen when your king keeps dying. Okay, this is basically the same thing again. The Empire of Nilfgaard is the largest state in the known world. Its rule extending over more than a dozen provinces, and again, spell checks. It has conquered all the realms south of the ML Mountains and united them under one crown. Black imperial standards adorned with the golden sun flutter over buildings and outposts from the Yaruga River in the north to the Vicovaro in the south, and the mountain massif of Tiatoker in the east. The Empire's mighty armies lie in wait, ready to bring death at their ruler's command or to die eagerly in his name. The Black Ones' continued march northwards was last stopped several years ago, through the united effort of the northern kingdoms and the sacrifice of much blood at Brenna. Yet peering across the Yaruga on a bright day, one still can see their dark cloaks and the sun glancing off the points of their lances. I mean, that quote, the whole glancing across, is also in the books, by the way. The Grand Triple, oh, that's about Melitele. Yeah. Great Melitele is, among others, the patron of love, marriage, fertility, nature, and abundance. Her cult came to be through the blending of those beliefs many different races and cultures held about these aspects of life. Melitele's popularity never waned, and the phenomenon is explained in various ways. I think the causes are prosaic myself. The cult of Melitele is a predominantly woman cult, and the goddess is, among others, the protector of women in childbirth. A delivering woman has to scream, and, apart from the usual yells and empty promises that she will never give herself to another mangy man again, the woman has to call some deity for help, and Melitele fits the bill perfectly. Because women were deliver, and will be delivering, the goddess Melitele does not have to worry about a lowering of the number of worshippers. Because women scream, apparently. Okay, this one we've also already seen, I guess. I guess this is, this might be a little bit interesting. The Dunbanner rose to fame during the last wars with Nilfgaard, a Kitweni light cavalry regiment. Initially, it patrolled the area around Banglen. Called to the front, it proved its mettle during the incursion into Upper Eddern, but it was the chroniclers of the Battle of Brenna who made the unit famous. Okay, so this I just want to kind of talk about, I guess. So this Upper Eddern part where they had their first mettle, blah blah blah. That's basically what I told you about the whole Civic episodes. They meet technically a Dunbanner unit in the books before, and this is, I don't think I've told this before because we haven't really talked about the Dunbanner that much. So Ciri, Triss, and Geralt are on the way together. Triss is having indigestion, I think, at the time. So she's sick and stuck in a wagon. Ciri is young and wants to go about seeing what the world's like. And they eventually run into a Dunbanner group as well, who asks them what the hell they're doing. And at the time, they are, unbeknownst to them, they're with a group of dwarves that are actually traveling with rocks. I think barrels full of rocks it was. So this was a covert operation from Henselt to try and figure out whether or not the dwarves were loyal, if they were, part of a trap, etc. The dwarves were, of course, loyal, but they were attacked by Scoia'tael during this little wagon journey and lost a bunch of dwarves, and this is what made them kind of hate everybody who was not non-human, basically. But anyway, they run into the Dunbanner, and they're just basically giving them a hard time about their rocks. They don't know it's rocks. The dwarves don't know it's rocks, but they're literally just there for inspection. And it's kind of funny that, they started as that. They were just nobodies, just sort of literally patrolling the highway going, I hope you're not going over the speed limit. And then they're apparently the great war heroes that they are, even though they honestly did about as much as everyone else. And it's funny because during the parade after Brenna, the dwarves don't really get any kind of honors. They don't really get paid as much as everyone. Like, they're kind of looked down on by the kings that did need them to win their war, but they just will not shut up about the Dunbanner. So during the parade to celebrate the victory at Brenna, the Dwarven regiment, the volunteer army, moons them. They moon the kings. I mean, if you can get away with it, I don't know why you wouldn't, so fair enough. The power the sorcerers can command is commonly called magic. In the opinion of a certain sorceress I'm acquainted with, magic is chaos, an art, and a science, a curse, a blessing, and progress. And that was a quote from Yennefer. However poetic it may sound, it is hard to find a better simile. Everything depends on the person that uses the power, of course. Still, it is a fact that it can be used to achieve things not possible to normal humans. The Witcher's signs are also a form of magic, but sorcerers look at them with disdain, since they cannot be compared to the forces the sorcerers themselves command. Without magic, our world would certainly be less interesting, and many beautiful things would be forgotten. Of trolls and trolling. According to legend, trolls were born of the earth, and their body is made of rock. They fear and despise sunlight, which kills them by turning them into inanimate stone, so they only prowl at night. So much for legends. What is the reality? Well, as always, the truth is far more mundane. Trolls are living creatures like you and me, and they prefer day to night, for they are so clumsy they stumble over stones in the dark, spilling the vodka they cherish so much. Their skin is indeed hard as stone, but beneath it there are muscles and a heart that pumps blood. Given that they bleed, they can be killed. God, you are such an Arnold. That one doesn't say too much. You can have them back now. I don't want to keep them. In fact, you can have everything, because I don't really use them. You can have that one. I did buy those as well, I just don't think I really care about them too much. Do I? Wait, I think I do need to know about them. Hold on. No, only one. Wait, I have two of those?
Or it will turn out like...
Oh, you dicks. I have to be able to learn from them. I don't even know if I've... Ah, sod it.
Better do it.
Have him back. I don't even care anymore. Cry about it. Jinzi, you don't even use the coin for anything. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. But you can still have them back because they take up inventory space. By 0. Which, yes, means that I could have also let him keep it. But I don't want to. The rest I will keep.
Object somehow.
Tits.
Spit
That's
at
what
the
I
sight
go
of the
for.
black ones.
Well, you're at the horse, so I should hope so.
I see you finally decided to relax. Have I ever told you I think you lead a very unhealthy life?
Yes.
You've mentioned it.
Evidently not enough for you to take it to heart. Anyway, the whores are quite decent here.
Maybe some other time.
You worry me.
You don't want to go to the horse? What? After playing Kingdom Come, this just makes me laugh. Seeing Dandelion at the horse, because in Kingdom Come, totally different game. If you take the Bard perk, you get to go to the horse for free.
I wonder what Sheila's doing in Henselt's camp.
You're not alone, because she's wondering what you're doing at the king's side.
Chillin'.
How do you know?
She
Hanging
asked
out.
me about you.
What did she want to know?
I have no idea. I realized right off she was sniffing, and told her she could smell my fingers if she wanted. But that'd be all she'd get.
And she gave up.
Mm-hmm. See how careful I am?
So careful.
Have you tried to, approach Vess?
I've thought about it. On the one hand, I've never rogered a soldier, but on the other, the clean clang of steel against steel at an intimate moment could put off even the most attentive lover. Why do you ask?
I just like to know.
I just want to know about Vess. Why are you asking me, Dandelion? It's not like I want to plow her. Oh my god, why would you think that? I want to plow her.
Heard anything about Letho?
They say he's hiding in the ravines. He's not alone.
I know.
I fail to comprehend exactly why you have it in for him. He escaped, so what? You're no king, and as such are hardly in danger.
My name! My queen!
I'm tired of having to explain that I'm not the Kingslayer.
Hensel believed you.
But he's still not sure, and I don't want him doing me any favors.
Same.
Let's say you catch him. What then?
Stabby, stabby. No, it depends.
I'll decide once I've heard him out, learned the truth. Maybe I'll see his point, or maybe I'll just cut off his head.
But I'll kill him because that's, we've already seen the other ending, so hey.
Henselt's camp is abuzz with rumors about the events 3 years ago.
When you burn a sorceress at the stake, rumors spread faster than the seed of a lascivious baron.
I know you primarily value sorceresses for their firm busts, but I'm curious. What do you think of Sabrina Glevisic?
Sorceresses complain about feeling underappreciated, persecuted even. But let me tell you, Geralt, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If they didn't meddle, they wouldn't be burned at the stake. They keep whining about the horrors that took place on Thanet Island, about the order of the world being destroyed. But let me ask you, who brought that about if not them and their scheming?
See, I agree with him in part, but at the same time, yes, sorcerers and sorceresses scheme, but so does everybody else. Like, everyone always likes to pretend it's like, oh, it's all the sorcerers and sorceresses. They're scheming about politics and have breasts and all that. But, like, the only reason they're mad is because the mages have the power to do something with their scheming and everyone else doesn't. That's it. That's all it is. Dijkstra schemes. The king scheme. Hell, Dandelion schemes. Y'all are scheming, so pot, kettle, etc.
My memories and feelings seem inextricably linked. I seem to be recovering both. I believe Yennefer's alive, and I'll eventually find her.
Triss, Yennefer, that's some life you lead, my friend.
First off, we have no idea if Yennefer's still alive. Second, we have no idea if Triss is alive.
True. You seem to have 2 women, when in fact, you don't even have one.
Their kind doesn't die easily. I'll find Triss as soon as I've dealt with the assassin.
What about Yennefer?
I won't know what to do about her until I see her.
Well, bang, okay? Also, we got Vess, excuse me.
Just need to
Or at least
watch
we
that
will
you
have
don't
Vess.
make a mistake while
At some point.
Well, well, a witcher. Girls, prim yourselves. How can I help you, handsome?
Well, talk to me. No, because that costs money.
I'm looking for a whore.
We've got plenty of those, you'll be glad to hear. But you'll need to show me your coin before you choose one. We all have our principles.
Ah, shit. I got coins. Square money to be exact. Ask about Wendy!
Well, these are my girls. Choose, white-haired one.
Oh, Licking Lucy! Arceletta!
I've heard good things about Whistling Wendy.
At your service, my prettiest girl, 'tis true. Fool soldiers gave her that stupid nickname. Tidy yourself, Wendy. Witcher on the way. Come on in.
Uh-huh. Why were you staring? What was the point of the staring?
The Ripper is afoot!
Okay, calm down.
What do
Wasn't
you
even here for you.
desire, my hero?
Well,
I want your smile to part the gates of paradise.
Come with me.
gonna part some gates up in here. But not in the good way, unfortunately. Thank you! Much appreciate it. Oop. Close the door behind me, lass.
Vincent Trott, you're a little elusive.
Here alone. Not wise, Witcher.
We'll see about that.
I need your outfit.
I'm wearing Selkirk's armor, you know. Pretty much renders me invincible in a duel.
Give me the chainmail and I'll forget everything. Whistling Wendy, your plot. I know about the coins.
You're Deathmole's hound. I don't trust you.
You don't need to. I just need the chainmail. Not interested in anything else.
I'm to remove it?
Well,
And
yeah.
hand it over.
Then you'll be on your way.
And all will be well.
Doesn't sound like my kind of story. How's this instead? I'll kill you, take your swords and gold, and the gods will rain good fortune upon me for ridding them of a filthy mutant. Die.
You'd think he might be smart, but it's a nope. You guys are still dumb. Hold on, let me do defense roll first. He's a plotter! Oh god, he's a plotter! Wait, am I using my wrong sword right now? Is that, am I? I don't think I am. I think I just didn't upgrade anything. Probably. I'm gonna say it must be that. I'm so confused. It's the same sword I used before. I need to get past him because they're all hitting me in the back now. And it's just not great. Yes, one by one. That'll do.
I'll pull your legs out of your arse!
Why would you do that? So uncalled for.
I'll pull your legs out of your arse!
Yes, you've said that. Also, I keep reading that as Potter. Harry, what have I ever done to you?
Pull your legs out of your arse!
Yes, again, you've said that. You are very one note. Didn't even mean to do any, like,
You
plotter
dying or
killers.
not?
Well, no, that's a silly of course I'm not. Oh my god, boy. You've seen everyone else die.
I need to look around.
Yes. Let's have a look around. Let's also loot a magnifying glass. I want one, just because I want one. A hawk named Hansel.
Dandelion.
Dandelion! I also want these, just in case. Where are you? Pamphlet smearing Hansel. Yet Hansel courts the Imperial envoy like a cheap whore who has singled out a burger with a full pouch at the brothel. Keep in mind that a whore can let anyone she wishes plow her arse, her choice. The king owes us more. His arse belongs to all of us, and its name is Kedwin. Dare we allow an Nilfgaardian prick to plough our country, as my friend who is a Witcher says? If that's what the world needs to be saved, perhaps it would be better that it perish. Still funny. Is this better than what I have? Ah, heckin' yes. Heckin' yes. Honestly, I just never upgraded anything, did I? No. Well, I kind of want to keep that one too, but I'm just gonna collect them. Collect magnifying glasses. You also have a magnifying... Everybody has a magnifying glass. How'd you all have a... But I have a key. Just not the one that you want. Hello again! Does he have anything that I could even use? Well, I mean, yes, he does. Ah, man, I really do need a new sword as well. Rip. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Boring.
Wow.
Sunny days, sweeping the pants away, on my way to get some pussy sweet. Ha Others like my mother.
Pay me a call. Got some nice soup and bread.
We'll just ignore that ever happened. Shall we? Yes. Okay.
Mother comes and tells him the elder and the recruiter are coming for you.
Greetings, Geralt, in these humble foreign walls.
Greetings.
My heart rejoiced to see that dear old noggin of yours emerge from a sea of unknown faces.
Yeah, so they don't want to be here. Both him and Dandelion don't want to be here, and like eventually we're going to send them off as well. Don't worry.
I see you prefer the company of Vernon and his men.
The soldiery in Henselt's camp looks at me like I'm a lump of rotten meat.
You think they suspect you of being a spy?
Who the fuck knows what's in their bloody heads?
Potato salad.
You know what? I regret I'm not a spy. I feel like the last bloody cunt here. Somewhere nearby, my brethren are sharpening their axes, just waiting for the fog to dissipate so they can blunt them on some kid-wenny necks.
So anyway, that's the answer to how are you faring, Zoltan?
You've been around. Heard anything about the Kingslayer?
Just that Henselt is shitting himself for fear that his head is about to be separated from his shoulders. For me, the assassin's hiding out in the ravines. An ideal place for his kind. Anyway, I've been wondering, why the fuck do you care so much about this cunt that you're so ready to stick your neck out to find him?
Well, I have to clear my name. Now, well, this time we'll say, I want to know why he kills. I'm just curious.
Letho is guilty of 2 regicides. I want to know why he did it. Or rather, for whom.
What's the difference?
A witcher doesn't step into political quicksand for no reason.
Every king has so much shite under his collar that taking a knife to his throat is always justified.
I don't care for the precepts that govern the world, but I've yet to find anyone who's found a better way to do things. Killing kings solves nothing, quite the contrary.
What will you do when you find him?
I mean, you could be like Kovir, but okay.
A crime carries punishment, and there's only one punishment for murder.
Murder as well.
All rested after the boat trip?
Don't remind me of that. My stomach churns at the very thought.
You could have traveled here on foot.
If I'd known it before days of rocking, I would have. And if they told me I'd be eating dried and salted cod 3 times a day, I'd have clobbered myself with my own hammer before boarding that boat.
Yeah, also dwarves have like the best stamina and the best walking speed out of everyone in the entire world, even when they're fully packed. So, yeah. You think maybe he's joking, but he's not.
You're spending all your time in Roach's camp. Have you two become chums?
Chums? That's a bit rich. But he doesn't piss me off as much as he used to. Either he's changed or I've grown accustomed.
Or both.
Maybe both.
Maybe. Besides, the camp has loads of other attractions. His men cheat me at cards, and there's a tit or two to hang the gaze upon.
If that's what you're after, there's a regular whorehouse in Henselt's camp.
How can you compare a whore's tits to Vessi's? I could buy myself the others, but hers are just to be admired.
He's not wrong. And also, if you've seen the animated Gwent card in the standalone Gwent, you know he is so right.
He was slaughtering pigs at the time, so he
Was
takes
he?
the pig's eye and puts
Hey, buddy.
it between his buttocks.
Okay, same.
Greetings, Geralt.
Hi.
Greetings, Vess. What news from the Blue Stripes?
They're keeping their eyes open, as always.
I should hope so.
Henselt thinks he'll take Vergen easily.
A regular army will always win against a popular uprising. I know this. Henselt knows it. I don't understand why Saskia doesn't.
Maybe she'd rather die than surrender. Or she has a surprise in store for Henselt.
Possibly. Henselt keeps the precise plans of his campaign a secret.
Why haven't you set up in the Kedweni camp? Information becomes more available the closer you get to the source.
Henselt doesn't trust us, and I don't blame him. If not for this damn fog, we'd have moved even further south.
Same, to be fair. I would have moved so far south I'd be in bloody Bergen because I want to be with Iorveth instead. Honestly, Roach would even prefer his company over Henselt's. Let's be real.
We've lost the assassin's trail.
The trail led us here. If it goes no further, the assassins must be in the vicinity. I see two possibilities. Either Henselt hired them, or he's their next target.
We'll find out soon enough.
It's true.
Could Henselt himself be behind the assassinations?
You don't think it's possible? Consider the Pontar Valley. Temeria, Kedwin and Edirn have been disputing it for generations. Only now, Temeria and Edirn are kingless.
True. Henselt might profit from the deaths of Foltest and Demavend, but covert assassinations aren't his style.
I suppose you're right. The Kedweni king seems to love a good war. Just take a look around. Perhaps that's his ruse. When the cheese goes missing from the larder, no one thinks of blaming the cat.
Those damn mouse every time.
He does what?
He does what?
Eye in his arse.
We've already seen
The
that.
recruiter enter, and the mother
Okay,
says,
Roach, next time we're gonna
"Son,
talk, because that's what we do.
come to take you to war."
We only
and he's
talk.
standing with his back to them, his pants down. He spreads his cheeks and says, "I can see that."
Did they take him?
Not a chance.
We've already heard that story, but I can never hear myself think when they're talking about eyes and pigs' arses and all that. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode where we're going to talk to Roach. I promise we're going to actually go out and do stuff after that, most presumably. But yeah, there we are. This is like the main thing about Roach's path, because a lot of the other things we've already done on Iorveth's path. So.
In the face of possible
Okay,
disaster,
until next time.
they tried to draft entire villages in Baywood. Half the serfs knew beforehand and fled into the wind.